Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we will discuss about the NCLEX based question for the NORCET and NCLEX and other nursing exam. Let's start. A patient with tracheostomy suddenly develops difficulty in breathing, noisy respirations and SpO2 falls 82. What is the nurse's first action? Here the SpO2 drops 82%. So option A, calls physician immediately. Option B, remove and clean the inner cannula. Option C, provide humidified oxygen. Option D, deflate cuff immediately. The answer is option B, remove and clean the inner cannula, because it can happen the sudden obstruction is usually due to secretion. Due to this obstruction can occur immediately, you have to change and suctioning cannula restore the airway. So answer is option B. Next, a 40 years old man with history of alcohol abuse presents with confusion, ataxia and nystagmus. This indicates option A, Creutzfeldt syndrome. Option B, Waring's encephalopathy. Option C, delirium tremens. Option D, alcoholic hepatitis. The answer is option B, Waring's encephalopathy. Triad of confusion, ataxia, nystagmus due to the thiamine deficiency. Thiamine deficiency in alcoholics treated with the IV thiamine. So the answer is option B. Next, a postpartum woman on magnesium sulfate infusion develops respiratory rate of 8 per minute, absent deep tendon reflexes and drowsiness. The nurse should administer option A, potassium chloride. Option B, calcium gluconate. Option C, sodium bicarbonate. Option D, atropine. The answer is option B, calcium gluconate, because magnesium toxicity present with the respiratory depression and loss of reflexes. So we use for antidote of magnesium sulfate is calcium gluconate. So the answer is option B. Next, a patient with diabetes present with floaty, order breath, Kussmaul breathing and confusion, blood sugar 480 mg per day. This is hypoglycemia. Option B, HHS, hyperosmolar hyperglycemic state. Option C, DKA, diabetic ketoacidosis. Option D, lactic acidosis. The answer is option C, diabetic ketoacidosis. Fruity order acidosis, Kussmaul respiration are the classical for the diabetic ketoacidosis. So the answer is option C. Next, a patient on lithium therapy develops tremors, confusion and polyuria. Serum lithium level is 2.5 mCu per liter. The nurse should option A, continue drug and monitor. Option B, restrict the fluid. Option C, stop lithium and notify the physician. Option D, give the sodium bicarbonate. The normal level of serum lithium is 0.6 to 1.2. When the level is greater than 1.5 or 2, it's called as the toxicity. When it's occur, we have to immediately stop the lithium and notify the physician. This is the first priority. So answer is option C. Next, during CPR, a patient with ventricular fibrillation is unresponsive to fast defibrillation shock. The next nursing step is option A, start chest compressions immediately. Option B, repeat shock continuously. Option C, give IV calcium. Option D, stop the CPR and reassess. The answer is option A. Start the chest compression immediately. After the defibrillation, resume CPR for the 2 minutes before the rechecking rhythm. So the answer is option A. Next, a 3-year-old child presents with barking cough, stridor and inspiratory difficulty. The likely diagnosis is option A, epiglottitis. Option B, croup, laryngo, tracheo, bronchitis. Option C, asthma. Option D, foreign body aspiration. The answer is option B, croup, because barking cough plus inspiratory stridor in child is the classical sign of the croup. So the answer is option B. Next, a nurse is preparing IV potassium chloride infusion. Which safety action is correct? Option A, give as IV bolus in emergency. Option B, always dilate before the administration. Option C, mix with normal saline and give rapidly. Option D, infuse with the dextrose solution. The answer is option B, always dilute before administration, because potassium must never be given undiluted or the bolus, always diluted and given slowly. Next, a patient with liver cirrhosis develops sudden massive hematemesis. The nurse suspects option A, peptic ulcer bleed. Option B, esophageal varices rupture. Option C, Mallory Weiss tear. Option D, gastritis. The answer is option B, esophageal varices rupture, because in cirrhosis portal hypertension leads to variceal rupture. This is the life-threatening bleeding. So we need to focus on the esophageal varices rupture. Next, a patient with Guillain-Barré syndrome is admitted. Which assessment finding requires immediately? Option A, inability to move the legs. Option B, tingling in the hands and feet. Option C, shallow respiration and low SpO2. Option D, absent knee reflexes. The answer is option C, shallow respiration and low SpO2, because ascending paralysis may reach the respiratory muscle. So we have to monitor airway and breathing closely. Next, a woman at 30 weeks gestation present with severe headache. BP is 170/110, blood vision and proteinuria 3+. The priority nursing action is option A, administer IV magnesium sulfate. Option B, encourage ambulation. Option C, induce labor immediately. Option D, give oral antihypertensive. The answer is option A, administer IV magnesium sulfate, because severe preeclampsia, this is the priority, is the seizure prevention. So we have to use immediately the IV magnesium sulfate, so we can prevent the seizure. Next, A patient with head injury has CSF leakage from the nose, rhinorrhea. The nurse should first, option A, pack the nose with the gauze. Option B, test for the glucose in the drainage. Option C, place patient in supine position. Option D, insert the nasogastric tube. The answer is option B. Test for glucose in drainage. CSF contains glucose. Test to confirm CSF leak. Packing NG tube insertion is the contraindicated. So at first we have to test for the glucose in the drainage system. Next, a patient with chest trauma has paradoxical chest movement. The nurse's immediately priority is option A, pain management, option B, oxygen therapy and ventilation support, option C, position in left lateral, option D, encourage coughing exercise. The answer is option B, oxygen therapy and ventilation support. Because failed chest impairs the breathing, airway and oxygen are the priority before pain control. At first we have to control the oxygen therapy and ventilation support. After that we have to manage the pain. Next, a patient with intestinal obstruction develops projectile vomiting of greenish fluid, abdominal distension and no stool for 3 days. The nurse anticipated which complication? Option A, peritonitis. Option B, hypokalemia and dehydration. Option C, GI bleeding. Option D, hepatic encephalopathy. The answer is option B, hypokalemia and dehydration. Because vomiting large amounts, electrolyte imbalances, mainly hypokalemia and fluid loss. So the answer is option B. Next, a psychiatric patient says, I am the king of the world. God has chosen me to save the people. This is an example of option A, delusion of reference, option B, delusion of persecution, option C, delusion of grandeur, option D, hallucination. The answer is option C, delusion of grandeur, because aggregated sense of power is known as the delusion of grandeur. So the answer is option C. Next, a 7-year-old child with rheumatic fever develops new onset shortness of breath, chest pain and murmurs. This indicates option A, pneumonia, option B, rheumatic heart disease, option C, pulmonary embolism, option D, asthma. The answer is option B, rheumatic heart disease. Rheumatic fever damages heart valves, it murmurs cardiac complication. So the answer is option B. Next, a 25-year-old woman with history of depression suddenly becomes cheerful, gives away her belongings and talks about death. The nurse should appreciate her improved mood. Option B, encourage her to sleep. Option C, monitor closely for suicidal risks. Option D, allow her privacy. The answer is option C, monitor closely for suicidal risks, because sudden improvement in mood after the depression is the warning sign of suicide planning. So we have to monitor the patient closely for the suicidal risks. Next, A patient with acute MI is prescribed thrombolytic therapy. Which finding is a contraindication? Option A, chest pain for 4 hours. Option B, history of peptic ulcer. Option C, recent ischemic stroke 2 months ago. Option D, hypertension 140/90. The answer is option C, recent ischemic stroke 2 months ago. Because thrombolytics contraindicated if stroke or head trauma less than 3 months. It an risk factor for the hemorrhage. So the answer is option C. Next, a patient with suspected tuberculosis is admitted. Which nursing action is priority? Option A, start empirical antibiotics. Option B, place patient in airborne isolation. Option C, send sputum for culture first. Option D, provide surgical masks to staff only. The answer is option B, place the patient in the airborne isolation, because TB is a airborne disease. It can contaminate through the air, so we have to isolation the patient. This is the priority to prevent the transmission. So the answer is option B. Next, a patient develops urticaria, wheezing and hypotension immediately after IV penicillin injection. The nurse should first, option A, administer hydrocortisone. Option B, administer epinephrine IM. Option C, give oxygen via nasal cannula. Option D, stop IV line immediately. The answer is option B, administer epinephrine in IM. Because anaphylaxis, the choice of drug, first line drug is intramuscular in epinephrine. So the answer is option B. Thank you everyone. If the content is helpful for you, please like our video, comment and subscribe our channel. And which topic you want the video, please comment. Thank you everyone.